דבורים.
יהודה, סגרתי דלתות, יש פה מחקר.
תיזהרי, דבורים.
את לא מבינה מה הולך פה. סגרתי את הדלתות. זה רק אצלנו בגולברי בחוץ. קשר לאדווה.
With the acorns.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 15 and verse 3. It reads, "The Lord is a man of war. Yahweh, the Lord, Yahweh, is his name. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kah Elohim La Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash." Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, rule well, being a great example to his younger brothers in the truth, and peace and blessing to the hopeful elect, Lord, with this edifying lesson. And I'm just going into, as the clip you're going to see in the beginning, those bees swarming over there in parts of Israel, the land of Israel, Jerusalem, or wherever they at, Tel Aviv, or wherever. It's being swarmed by thousands and thousands of bees from military vehicles to just storefronts, and people have been told to shelter in place. But at the end of the day, these are the judgments of the Lord. And the Lord is getting ready to remove you imposters out of our land. And that's probably what I'm going to title this lesson. The Lord is about to remove the imposters out of our land. Because the first thing the Lord hit them with that swarm of they've been getting hit with swarms of locusts years back. They got hit with swarms of locusts. They then got hit with recently, and these times they got hit with all those crows circling Tel Aviv. And then these two incidents was recently, all those crows circling Tel Aviv. Probably 2 weeks, last week, week before that. And this week, today reporting that Tel Aviv was mass swarms of bees were all through that land, different areas in that land, and the people of the land was told to shelter in place. The imposters in the land was told to shelter in place, and not just the small headers, the Palestinians too, and whoever else over there who ain't Israelites. They all finna be removed out of the garden. They all finna be removed from their land. So let's get a few more precepts. This the book of Exodus, chapter 23. That ain't what I want yet. This the book of Psalms, chapter 46 and verse 11. The Lord of hosts is with us, and God, the God of Jacob, is our refuge. Yeah, Yahweh, the power of Jacob. The power of Jacob is our refuge. Selah. And the Lord is the Lord of hosts, man. He turned everything to a weapon. And we finna prove that right here. The Lord will turn these animals to weapons, man. He turned them to a military goddamn legion on your head. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 23 and verse 28. It reads, "And I will send the hornets before thee, which shall drive out the Hivites and the Canaanites and the Hittites from before thee. I will not drive them out from before thee in 1 year, lest the land become desolate and the beasts of the earth multiply against thee." So the Lord sent hornets among those those Hamites in the land to drive them out, So the Lord used these different animals to his disposal to, judge, to bring down judgment. Let's get this one. This is the book of 2 Kings chapter 17 and verse 25. I read from 24. And as you see, it say Israel cities resettled by foreigners, heathens. This is the book of 2 Kings chapter 17 and verse 24. It reads, the king of Assyria brought men from Babylon and from Cutter and from Ava and from Hamath and from however you say that, Harvam, and placed them in the city of Samaria instead of the children of Israel. And they possessed Samaria, and they dwelt in the cities thereof. And so it was at the beginning of their dwelling there that they feared not the Lord Yahweh. Therefore the Lord sent lions among them, which slew some of them. It say, wherefore they spake to the kings of Assyria, saying, the nations which thou hast removed and placed in the cities of Samaria, now not Salakia. The nations which thou hast removed and placed in the city of Samaria know not the manner of God of the land. And say, therefore he hath sent lions among them, and behold, they slay them, because they know not the manner of the God of the land. Yeah, so the Lord brought judgment on them heathens because they was in there doing heathen shit. And that's the same thing the Lord finna do to the Holy Land, the Middle East, because they ain't doing after the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. They doing their own thing. They doing heavy wickedness there. In that one city, the capital city, is the biggest gay, the biggest LGBTQ gathering. The biggest LGBTQ festival. And the Lord ain't playing that shit, man. The Lord is finna start smacking shit in the earth, man. The Lord ain't bullshitting. Everybody else bullshitting, but great judgment is swiftly approaching, man. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus chapter, this should be 39, in verse 28. A common precept I get is one of my favorites. This Ecclesiasticus chapter 39 and verse 28. And it reads, there be spirits that are created for vengeance. See, the Lord can put his spirit upon a bee. The Lord can put his spirit upon a bear, a dog, a cat, a rat, a bat, a tat. Goddamn. Let me stop. But the Lord put his spirit on anything and turned into a weapon, including grasshoppers, so to speak. Locusts. How? To, cause famine. The weather. The Lord bring a drought on your ass, The Lord wage war in every way to bring you low, break you down, then tear your ass apart, man. This Ecclesiasticus chapter 39 and verse 28, it say, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury they lay on sore strokes. In the time of their destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. You know, and it had to be a spirit on those bees for them to be swarming like that, as you seen in the video. It's a fire and hell and famine and death. All these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and the scorpion and the serpent and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction. You know? So the Lord got all these different ways to judge. Teeth of wild beasts, the scorpion, the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. You know, the Lord turned scorpions, serpents, you know, all manner of wild beasts, insects, ants, you know, mosquito, whatever you want, how you want it. You know, how you want to be judged. All the way to down to pestilence. Pestilence ain't nothing but, you know, microscopic weapons, you know. Verse 31, Salakia, it say, they shall rejoice in his commandments, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is. It say, and when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. Yeah. So the Lord got, you know, these different creatures, and the Lord got different spirits, angels manipulating the minds of everything, possessing and, you know, putting the spirit on all things to bring judgment, you know. But we ain't got to worry about that. Why? Because the Lord is with us, man. The Lord protecting us. The Lord gonna guide us. The Lord gonna put the spirit, what that is, Ezekiel chapter 9, set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. You know, what's the mark? The mark of exemption. But unto the others, go ye through the midst of the city and slay utterly, old and young, both maids, little children, and women. Go tear everybody else up. And that's what the Lord finna do in the time we coming into. The Lord is about to destroy a lot of people, man, who fear not him. You know? But this the book of Job, chapter 5, and straight to the point, verse 23. It say, For thou shalt be at lead with the stones of the field. And you got to read up to get the point of it, you know, going into this destruction that's coming. You know, that thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field. And the beast of the field shall be at peace with thee. Yeah, so when all this hell break loose and we don't have nowhere to go, so to speak, we don't have even if you do, you know, you can run into a house thinking I'm at home safe and secure in my own house, and the Lord can have it to where you open the door and a damn bear run through the door, or the bear open the door, you know, or however, you know. Yeah, the Lord got many ways to judge you. And animals is a form of the Lord bringing judgment. The Lord will turn animals into weapons, into a troop, so to speak, to bring judgment on individuals. You know, and they all signs. You know, at the end of the day, the Lord showing signs in the earth, and definitely signs to those people in that land that the Lord finna get them out of there, man, and get them out the way. Because they think they us, but they not. And they don't keep the ways of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai in the land. And the Lord don't play that, man. You over there in the Holy Land, you better be being holy. You better be keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, or great judgment is approaching you, man. You know? Especially in that land. But that's pretty much the point. Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to end it giving all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Kodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, Rule Web, and the great example to his young brothers in truth, and peace and blessing to the hopeful elect. Shalom, Kwam Yashala, and the Baba, Shalom.